And today I'm going to talk to you about got to find a way. And I start evaluating and looking and getting silent while everybody's watching the presidential debate last night. I was debating with myself. Am I making the right choices in my life? Am I doing the things I need to be doing at this point in my life? Am I on course to finishing strong? Am I doing what I need to do to build a legacy for my children and my children's children? Am I integrating time with my family and this expanded vision that I have of myself and the things that I feel that I can do? I was doing some evaluation. I know the debate was very important to a lot of folks. I've already voted for who I'm going to vote for, and hopefully you have voted. But I was taking time for me. And you know what I realized? I started looking at it, and I've been giving my power away. I got in the habit of doing that. And I decided to take my power back in different areas of my life. Remember when Paul said, the things I should do, I don't do. And the things I shouldn't do, I do. I sit and think and meditate and marinate myself in words of wisdom. And there are some things that I know I should do, like keeping a social distance from the refrigerator. I go to the refrigerator in the middle of the night and I can hear Tyrone said, "Did I just hear the refrigerator open, Mr. Brown?" Tyrone, you're supposed to be asleep. For those of you that don't know Tyrone is a squirrel. And we're bilingual. He understands me and I understand him. I'm just looking. I'm not doing anything serious. I might just drink a part of a smoothie that I fixed and had some left over. I'm not eating anything. Okay. That looks like a fat boy move to me. There you go. There you go. Come on, man. Anyhow, I started thinking. I've got in the habit of giving my power away to a lot of things. And when you give your power away to a lot of things, and power shows up in terms of energy, when you find yourself giving energy to other people's problems, and then when you need some, and you're going to need some, you feel so exhausted you don't have anything for yourself. I want you to like this page and share it. Like it and share it, because this is a download. And so I quote Jan Levanson a lot. She said, give to yourself until your cup runneth over. And then give to others from the overflow. Give to yourself until your cup runneth over, and then give to others from your overflow. I want to talk to you about, and I want you to think about your goals and dreams and think about where where your life might be. You might be facing foreclosure or eviction, or lost your job, or just indecisive about what life has done to you and what direction you want to take your life in, or the relationships that are just toxic. I was talking to a friend the other day, and she hadn't been long with this guy that she'd been with, and they got married. And I'm sure she saw some signs that this is not a good thing. And they had a dispute. And one of the things I said, don't marry anybody, until you've had an ugly argument, so you can find out who they really are. Because anybody can be a pretender. And he showed himself. As my mama said, he showed his behind. And fortunately, he wanted to get violent. And thank God she's the kind of woman that say, hey, you ain't got to do this a second time. First time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. Okay? Maya Angelou said, if it walk like a duck, look like a duck, and quack like a duck, it's a duck. She said, you know what? It's not going to work. You got to go, oh, baby, I'm so sorry. I just lost it. I understand. This is not going to work. Got to go. There's things that we give our power to that can weaken us. If you have a goal, a dream, something you're working on, your business, your professional life, and stuff is going on in your personal life, it can be very distracting. People who have drama going on in their personal life, people who sit up and look at television and waiting for someone to snore, waiting for them to start snoring before they can go and ease in bed. You know too much about that. I want you to like this page and share it, okay? I want you to share. We'll keep it real, as the millennials say. I'm keeping it real. Can you feel it, brother? Up in here. There was a news conference. My mother, she was interviewed when I had my talk show years ago, and a reporter asked her, Mrs. Mamie Brown, how did you know you could raise 7 children by yourself? You never had any children. And she said, I just believed that the Lord would make a way somehow. I want to share with you today what I learned from my mother. I learned a lot of things from her. But one of the things I learned from her most of all, that's important in this thing called life. Because in this thing called life, you're either in a problem, or you just left one, or you're headed toward one. Have you noticed? Yes. And sometimes, I got up and I said, I'm just looking toward the end of the debate. I just saw a little tad bit of it, and I found it so exhausting. There's so much going on now. It's just tiring. You just want it to be over. And at the same time, we have to learn how we deal with it. I want you to think about your goals, about your dreams. I want you to hold a vision of the next greatest version of yourself. I want you to start seeing, if you've suffered a major setback, I want you to get excited. And I'm asking something that it's going to take some effort on your part. I want you to feel. There's something about feeling. I want you to feel the victory before it occurs. Why? Everything happens twice. First in the mind and in the without. I want you to feel and see in your mind's eye. Go to your imagination. The imagination is a preview of what's to come. Walt Disney. Go to your mind and feel relief. Whew. I got through that. I got through that. Thank you, Lord. I got through that. Claim it. See it. And then start working on it. I want to talk to you about this place where we are. Sunday is Easter. And at this time of the year, it's about new beginnings. Remember, it seemed like it was just yesterday when it was January the 1st and we made resolutions, and studies indicate that only 8 out of 100 people kept their resolutions and made the goals and dreams they set for themselves become a reality. But they're 92% that they did not do that. They forgot it as fast as they claimed it. But for those of you that are serious, my message is not for everybody. My message is for that 8%. Those are the people that are serious. He that has shall get, and he that hath not, even that he has shall be taken away. I want to talk to people who are ambitious. I want to talk to people to listen to me that are not willing to settle for life as it is. I want to talk to people who want to live life. It's one thing to survive, but what it takes to live, that requires a different set of skills. So one thing that I'm encouraging you to do, that I'm doing, is I'm taking time to work on me and to get to know more about me. Because if you don't know who you really are, as opposed to the kind of person you were before the world got its hands on you, if you don't know that, and you've bought into the culture that is designed to destroy your sense of self, when you don't have a sense of self, when you don't have a strong identity, that takes away your purpose and the meaning of your life. And that puts you on a path of self-destructive behavior. That's why you see so many young people and you look at it and say, you know what? Aliens do exist and they don't know how to pull their pants up. So as you look at yourself, take the time and ask yourself, as you are living this life that you're living, is this me? Is this working for me? You haven't been in a relationship where the relationship was working for the other person, but it wasn't working for you. You were in a relationship with somebody that's always there when they need you, but when you need them, they can't be found. It's a time for self-awareness. It's a time to elevate your relationships and your knowledge and your skills and the value that you bring. New beginnings. We always have a choice. Every day represents something that we can claim and say, I'm going to make the rest of my life the best of my life. Hey, it is true that we have at any moment in our lives, we can change directions. I was upset about something, and my business partner, he said to me, don't get angry, just be decisive. Don't get angry. Somebody betrayed my trust, somebody that I loved and believed in and had their back, and I thought they had mine, and it did not happen that way. Has that ever happened to you? And so I had to rethink the relationships that I have, and I had to ask the question, who can I count on and who should I count out? Because at the end of the day, this thing called life is like an elevator. The higher you go up, you have to stop and let some people off. Who is it in your life, as you just think about it right now, that you need to open the door for and stand there until you get off? So that they don't cramp your style, so that they don't toxify and pollute your mind with their toxic behavior. Yeah, we have to promise ourselves to hold ourselves to a higher standard. We pray as if everything depends upon God, but work as if everything depends upon us.
Those are the words of Mary McLeod Bethune. You have something special, a time for new beginnings, to do inventory of yourself, to get access to the unlimited potential that's waiting for you to tap into it, as Dr. Miles Monroe would say, to rob the cemetery of your dreams, of your gifts, of your leadership, of your books, of your music. Yeah, you're here for a reason. There's something that would not be here. You're a missing piece of the puzzle. God needed your presence here at this point in time for our children and our children's children, and for generations yet unborn. The time for new beginnings. What a blessing. We're here, all because of God's grace and mercy. I say to you, honor yourself by looking at your life, taking personal inventory, and be honest with yourself. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And decide that you're going to upgrade your environment. Your environment affects you. Your environment, it can change you. Your environment matters. It begins to affect how you see yourself, and how you see yourself will be represented in your thoughts and your actions and the achievements that you make or you don't make. This is a time that requires new skills, new thinking, and a hunger to live your greatest life. You have something special. You have greatness.
Other thing is, you look at yourself, look at your dreams, detoxify your life. Write that down. See, I think that most people never achieve their true goals in life because they're surrounded with too many toxic, negative, energy-draining people. You've got to look at the people in your life and ask yourself the question, what is this relationship doing to me? How is it impacting my life? Am I a better person? Sidney Poitier wrote a book called The Measure of a Man. And it's powerful, but I encourage you to get the tapes. I love his voice. And he said something in there. He said, when you go for a walk with someone, something happens unconsciously. It's not spoken. Either you adjust to their pace or they adjust to your pace. Whose pace have you adjusted to? See, you want to surround yourself. My daughter, Ona Brown, who's a speaker and coach, she says, call forth your team, but make sure these are people that you can learn from. I'll never forget, I'm on a special board with a Bishop T.D. Jakes, and we went into a board meeting. He looked at everybody before opening the meeting. He said, as soon as I know as much as you do, you're fired. And with that, the meeting is now open. Everybody continued to learn on that board. Trust me on that. A friend of mine, Dennis Kimbrough, motivational speaker out of Atlanta, he said, if you're the smartest one in your group, you need to get a new group. So as you look at yourself and look into the future, call forth your team. George Fraser says your network determines your net worth. Who do you allow to be in your ear? What kind of relationships are you developing? Are they an asset to you, or they are a liability? Do they elevate your spirits, or do they tear you down? I think of two types of people: nourishing people and toxic people. Nourishing people, they bring the best out of you. They encourage you, they inspire you, they hold you accountable. Toxic people, they are critical people, always telling you what you can't do. They're always measuring your possibilities based upon their failures. My mother said, never let anybody tell you what you can't do, son, especially if they haven't done it. They don't know what's possible for you. So as you begin to look at yourself, begin to identify the relationships that you communicate with most and say, hey, is this relationship helpful to me? And then think about some people that you need to bring into your life that you can learn from, that you can grow from. I joined the National Speakers Association when I decided that I wanted to speak. I wanted to be around the people that were doing what I wanted to do. I'll never forget when I saw Dr. Norman Vincent Peale. He said, you have something special. You have greatness within you. And you can do more than you can ever begin to imagine. And here I am. And the audience said, oh my goodness. I'd read The Power of Positive Thinking 17 times. My hero. And I saw him backstage, and I said, Dr. Peale, hi, my name is Les Brown. I've listened to your tapes and I've read your books. They gave them to us in special education, sir. And one day I would love to be on stage with you. And he looked at me and said, "It's possible, young man. It's possible." But this man, when he spoke, he gave me goose pimples. Deep baritone voice, spoke from his diaphragm. You have something special. You have greatness within you. He override the inner conversations in my mind. I'll never forget a gentleman, what a brilliant man, a Harvard graduate, Dr. Carter G. Woodson. He said, if you can determine what a man shall think, you never have to concern yourself with what he will do. If you can make a man feel inferior, you never have to compel him to seek an inferior status, for he will seek it himself. And if you can make a man feel justly an outcast, never have to order him to go to the back door. He'll go without being told. And if there's no door, his very nature will demand one. See, we live in a world where we're told more about our limitations rather than our potential. How many of you have ever been told that you couldn't do something? Raise your hands, please. You know, MIT did a study that if I say to you, you can't do that, that 16 people have to come along and say, you can do that, you can do that, you can do that, to neutralize that. And the 17th statement that you hear, you can do it, will be the one that will finally stick. So you have to watch who's speaking into you. You've got to begin to monitor your mind. And you've got to begin to literally be proactive in programming yourself to success. Be ye not conformed to this world. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. You've got to take responsibility to make that happen. And as you begin to do that, you'll begin to see some incredible changes in your life. I understand now when Earl Nightingale said, all of us are self-made, but only the successful will admit it. As you begin to look at your dreams and look at your goals, write this down. Make know you're a vitamin.
I want you to listen to me very closely. I have a message for you. Releasing the past and embracing the newness of life. The newness of life. And when you do that, you are willing to make a radical change on how you show up. When I was in pursuit of my goal and dream of becoming a motivational speaker, before I got any speaking engagements, I used to, and I'm talking about to be paid, I used to go to the shopping mall after walking around Belle Isle for about 5 or 6 times in Detroit, saying I'm the world's greatest orator. I wasn't being braggadocious. I hadn't even been paid to speak yet, but I was calling forth those things that be not as though they were. And then I would get dressed up and go to the shopping mall. And I want you to write this down, 3 feet principle. 3 feet principle. That I practice the 3 feet principle, and that and that is talk to people. Write this down. I practice talk to people. I would talk to anybody that got within 3 feet of me. Hi, my name is Les Brown, and I'm a motivational speaker. Do you or anyone you know that can use my services? And if that doesn't work, guess what? I'll talk to more people. It's called a TTP principle and TTM principle. Write this down. TT, talk to people, and then talk to more people. TTMP. About your business, about your product, about the things that you want to do with your life and where you're going. And you have no idea on how that's going to manifest itself. You have no idea. If you just listen to me every day, I'm gonna give you something to do. You get an assignment, and the assignment now is talk to people, the TTMP, talk to more people. And we're gonna do this all virtually. Because I'm not going out to shopping mall now. I don't go to shopping mall. I'm in the house. I don't go anywhere. Tyrone and I, we stay in the house. We keep social distancing from each other. Well, if you didn't know, Tyrone is a squirrel. That he taught me squirrely. We talk to each other every day. So back on point. And so therefore, you want to find ways to communicate and reach people and talk to a minimum of 7 people every day about your goal, about your dream, and ask, do you or someone you know that will be helpful to me Case in point, I was catching a plane from Detroit. I was living at the Riverfront Apartments to Chicago, and maybe about 5 people on the plane. I sat by a guy named Lafayette Jones. I don't know what happened to Lafayette Jones. Somebody out there know Lafayette Jones. And we both were born on February the 17th. It's our birthday. I said, you born February 17th? He said, yes. I said, so was Michael Jordan and Jim Brown. He said, is that right? He said, what do you do? I said, I'm glad you asked. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm going to become known and famous for that. Can you or someone you know use my services? He said, whoa. He said, man, I work for Robert Johnson Products, and our speaker canceled. He said, are you good? I said, that's what people say. He said, how much do you charge? At that time, I didn't know how much to charge. Listen to this. Listen to the, are you listening? I said, how much have you allocated? He said, $5,000. I looked at him. Are you all right, brother? I said, did you say $5,000? He said, yes. Well, I didn't answer right away because I didn't want to speak in unknown tongues. Oh my goodness! I never had $5,000 for a speech in my life. I got love offerings for $5 and $25 that show that they didn't love you anymore. We love you, but Jesus loves you more. I said, yes. So then, but I furthered the conversation. I said, Lafayette, I'm going to be on the Robert Schuller show. He said, is that right? Yes, millennials, this used to be a nationally televised ministry. He said, when? I said, I don't know exactly. Do you know Robert Schuller or know someone who knows Robert Schuller? He said, yes, my boss does. He gave him $1 million for his ministry. I said, are you kidding? Now, mind you, I've been saying this and asking this question for 2 years. Did anybody that got within 3 feet of me, I would say I'm a speaker? Do you or someone you know can use my services? And I'm going to be on the Robert Schuller show. Televised ministry. You got to call forth those things that be not as though they were. There's power. You, as a friend of mine, billionaire PA, speak your dream into existence. And he said, my boss knows him, Robert Johnson. I said, is that right? I did the event. I spoke. At the end, I got a standing ovation. And Mr. Johnson ran to the podium. He said, who are you? I said, I'm Les Brown, Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. He said, man, you were good. You saved the day. He said, man, if I can ever do anything for you, let me know. I said, do you know Robert Schuller? He said, yes, I gave $1 million to his ministry. I said, I want to be on his program. He said, you got it. The next day at Riverfront Apartments, I got a phone call. Hello? Hi, this is Les Brown. This is Robert Schuller. Robert Schuller? Yes. Wow. Wow. Hold it just a minute. I got to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Put the phone down, ready. It's number one. It's number one. Then I came back. Hello? You can't make this stuff up. I was so excited. He said, I heard you're a very good speaker. I said, that's what people say. My mother taught me self-praise brings no recommendation. He said, I want you on my program. And he scheduled me, and I went in and I did the show 2 different times. Listen to me. You got through 2020. You got through 2020 against all odds. You showed up.
You have favor with God. You showed up. There is something that you're supposed to do. And it's not the same thing you've been doing already. Make a radical change. All of us are the same way. The only thing that separates us are the choices and our behaviors. Listen to me. Our choices, our behavior, our habits. We'll be a team, a community of greatness, of people working on their goals and their dreams. Because you can't do it by yourself. Especially now, all this stuff that's going on right now. No. I cut my hair because I didn't want to see the same person in the mirror in 2021 that I saw in 2020. No, I'm working on myself. Got on a scale, and it was less of me today than yesterday because I'm serious. See, you got to be serious. Yeah, no. You got to be serious. You got to hunker down. You've got to be anchored in your mind. And why? Because we don't know what's coming. Life is stalking us. Look behind and thank God. I want you to do that right now. Just look behind right now. Just reflect on this past year in your life. And you woke up this morning. You woke up. Just so many ways you could have been taken out. So today, I want you to visualize the goal that you want to achieve. Because the foundation, you got to build the foundation. And I want you to make a commitment. I've made a commitment to take better care of myself, to get off my medication. I've made a commitment to be more productive, to be more impactful. I made a commitment to at least keep a closer contact and build closer relationships with my family and with my friends. I've made a commitment, have more quiet time and exercise and doing the things that will indicate that I plan to die young at an old age, taking care of myself. You owe this to yourself. You have something special. You have greatness in you. And in order to get that greatness out, only 1% of people achieve greatness. Only to do that and have the kind of impact you want to make in the world, got to be hungry. Got to be hungry. And for those of you that want to speak, I got something for you too. Got some videos. I want you to go to hungrytospeak.com. hungrytospeak.com. And I'm giving both of these away. Yes, why? God's been so good to me. I'm here because of his grace and mercy, and I'm thankful for you, for your listening to me, for your honoring me with your presence, with your... listening to the products that I produce, and you're making the dramatic changes in your life as somebody spoke to me, and I became a different kind of person. I want to be to you what Mike Williams has been to me. I want to be to you what Mr. Leroy Washington has been to me. I want to be to you what my mother has been to me. And some of you call me Pops. They say they call me Pops now. I'd be you the oldest one in the group, but my spiritual sons and daughters. Now, When you practice, listen to me, listen, when you make a commitment, if you're serious about your goals and dreams, because I've been reviewing this, when you make a commitment to do what you can, where you are with what you have, and never be satisfied, and be singly focused, focus on something you want to do that's important to you, not to anybody else, that's important to you. And every day you take action steps at the beginning of the year. Why? Because it's easy to become a victim of weapons of mass distractions. To be distracted, you miss some steps. So I'm giving you something simple and practical to do. Just talk to 7 people about your dream. That's all I'm asking you to do. 7 people for 7 days. 7 days. And for 7 days, don't speak anything negative about yourself, about anybody. In the beginning was the Word. Death and life is in the tongue. Listen, the book of life says, death and life is in the tongue. Why? Because we speak more death. Speak life, speak positive words. When you find yourself and you slip and you say something negative, say, cancel that. Cancel that. Yes. And don't speak anything negative about anybody else. No, don't do that. 7-day mental diet. When you find yourself, we can't control the thoughts that come in our minds, but we can control the thoughts that we dwell on. Listen to me. This is how I got here. So when you find yourself thinking negative thoughts because of the weapons of mass distractions, just say, cancel that. See, we can't control the thoughts that come in our minds, but we can control the thoughts that we dwell on. Stop knocking on an open door. You have the power. You, your voice, you, your experiences, you, your knowledge, you, the things that you have gone through. Some things happen to you and some things happen for you. You're a gold mine. Coming out of this place where we are, will be millionaires, billionaires, and witnesses. And those of you that listen to me, you're going to be a millionaire or a billionaire, but you won't be a witness. You won't just be standing around saying, I wonder what happened. No. Watch as well as pray. I like what Mary McLeod Bethune says. She said, pray as if everything depends upon God, but work as if everything depends upon you. If you're ready to, just if you believe that there's more in you, if you knew how to get it out, you'd have gotten it out. Come on, let's be real. Why'd you hire Mike Williams? Because I'd gone as far as I could go with the thinking and the approach that I had used. That's why I said the thinking that has brought me this far has created some problems that this thinking can't solve. And most people won't give it up. They won't say, you know what? I don't know everything. Well, the majority of people think they know everything, that everything they know right now is all that they will know. The majority of people buy a book and don't read past the first chapter. Let me tell you something. February 17th, I still read. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I got children. I got grandchildren. And I have 5 great-grandsons, one called King 7. Oh, yeah, Valentino, he was born February the 7th, just a couple of days ago. He's a bad little dude. He's coming for you. Oh, yes, he smiles at his daddy, Patrick. He's coming for you. He just looks so lovingly at his daddy. I can't wait to hold him. I can't hold him now. I can just look at him on Zoom. This is not right. This is just too much. I can't hold my great-grandson, because I don't want to put his life in danger, or his mother's, my granddaughter, or my son. This is different. This is so different. That's why we need to have things for our mind, have strategies for our mind. I'm encouraging you to go online and Google Les Brown speaking in the Georgia Dome and watch that speech on a regular basis. And Les Brown speaking It's Possible, and Les Brown and Miles Monroe. Watch those and listen to those on a regular basis and getting unstuck. Stuff power for your mind. And for those of you that want to use the computer to bring your personality out, because you have the opportunity now. It's a level playing field. Everybody's got to do it from here. Everybody, you can order food. I mean, you don't have to leave your house. You can just pick up a phone, Instacart, I think they call that thing. They'll deliver it to your door. You just wait until they leave. And then you get your Lysol to go out and spray it and drag it in the house. This is a different place. Now, some people don't cope. They don't care. They go out. I ain't going nowhere. No, not at all. No. I'm fine right here. Oh, boy. If you're ready to be coached, if you are ready to be stretched by me, if you want to be a world-class entrepreneur and business person, this is the new platform. Everybody's got to operate from here. Everybody. You want to invest in yourself. That's what I did. You want to develop your personality so you can get through there. It's not enough just to share information. You put me up against anybody. They can have PhD, MBA, or CB. CB stands for cornbread. That's me. You give them a computer and give me what? And let us go head to head. I'll get the butter from the duck. It's a level playing field. This is a golden age right now. Incredible opportunity for people who invest in themselves and get the coaching they need to bring out their personality, their passion, their energy, and how to monetize their knowledge and their skills. When a team have a losing season, they don't fire the players. You know what they do? They get a winning coach. They get a coach who wins. That's what they get. You want to be the best, you want to be coached by the best. I don't say this to impress you, but to impress upon you. Coaching matters. It matters. And so when you are serious and want a competitive edge and you want to win, I'm looking for people who are hungry to win. That's how I got here. I was hungry to win. I didn't care about your PhD or MBA. I was hungry to win, to control my own personal economy, to control my life, to take care of my mother, to buy my mother a home. I was hungry to do something that's me. It's me. I got tired of being fired. I'm not mentally fit to work for somebody for the rest of my life. There's some people that are. I remember a guy that I hired as my consultant. I'll never forget when I went to the city where I went to see him and spent a whole day with him, and he looked at me with amazement. And his wife said, when I left that day, he stopped me at the door and he said, Thank you for turning to me as a consultant to train you how to speak and address corporations. He said, but you know something, Les? I said, no, I wouldn't hire you. I said, why? I have an MBA. You think if it were in fact possible to speak to corporations around the world, I got an MBA, you think I would be working on this job where I'm working 65 to 70 hours a week? You think I don't have anything else to do with my time? He said, I'm just telling you, I got the check. I'm just telling you, you're wasting your time. They're not going to hire you. I said, thank you. He said, you ought to give this up, man, and try and find a job in another city as a disc jockey. I said, man, that's behind me. I'm not looking back. I want to do something different with my life. And Mike Williams is with me. And his wife said, the two of them went to the window, looking out the window as I was getting in my car. And she asked him, do you think he's going to listen to you and give up this crazy idea of speaking to corporations and speaking around the world, even though he doesn't have an MBA like you, or any college at all, or any corporate experience? And he said, to his credit, he said, no. And she was stunned. She said, why? I thought you were very convincing. Why? He believes in you and what you say. And he said, he doesn't know enough to know that he can't do it. And so he's going to go forward. He's going for it anyhow. See, sometimes you've got to be intelligently ignorant. You don't know what you can't do. According to the laws of aerodynamics, a bumblebee isn't supposed to fly because its large body cannot be held up by its little puny wings. But the bumblebee doesn't know it. Sometimes you've got to be intelligently ignorant. Lean not unto thine own understanding. There's some things that does not fit within the realm of logic and reasoning and being practical. That's why we're taught to judge not according to appearances. You got greatness in you. Don't you judge yourself based upon your failures, based upon your past, based upon the stuff you've gone through. No! Greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. No! You were born to do good stuff. No! You are more than a conqueror. And if life knocks you down, try and land on your back, because you can look up, you can get up. If you're ready to get back up and control your own economy, if you're ready to get back up and control your own life and be your own boss, and let me show you how to do that. I can hook you up. Oh, he's on fire. Oh, behave. Whatever. Better must come. As Althea Grant said. I want you to say that to yourself. You're going through some stuff right now. I want you to say, better must come, in a voice of defiance. She was under her aunt's bed and her aunt treated her like dirt. Her mother dropped her off and then let her know, I'm leaving the country, and left her with an aunt that treated her like nothing. And she heard a song called Better Must Come. And that was the mantra that kept her from losing her mind. Sometimes we need something that we can hold on to, something in spite of our situation, something in spite of the abuse, something in spite of the cruelty, something in spite of the hopeless situation that we find ourselves in, that we can hang on to and say, better must come. Better must come.